Well, hello, chat. Hold on. I forgot to turn on the volume here. And here. But yes, hello. Oh, my lovely little meow pokes. I actually have a cat with me this time. She just wants me to give her lub. Lub, lub, lub. Kitty! Indeed, it is the little ubu baby. Actually, hold on. Maggie? Would you like to say hi to the chat? Meow? Say hi? Meow? Bam! You've been randomly got multiple cat pics of people's pets. Aww. I wonder if I should make a post on Blue Sky, like summoning people to show off and talk about their pets. Like, to tell me the lore of their cats and other pets. Like, this is Asteroid Destroyer. I found her in a ditch. But anyway, I have my to-do list. You know, someone on Discord whose stairs theme was sent me? She said it was the best thing she ever did. Yeah. Cat pics are really good, wonderful. Honestly, pics of all pets are wonderful, regardless of species. Dog pics, phenomenal. Cat pics, phenomenal. Mouse pics, phenomenal. Rat pics, phenomenal. But anyway... Hello, Snowy! Hello! How you do? So... You're exhausted? Perfectly understandable! You must have done something that exhausts you. For me, that thing is cleaning the litter boxes. I do it anyway every night. Right, because my dad said he'd give me an extra allowance. Just if I did it, so... Can't say no to an extra $100 to my allowance. It's every month. You've been out all day looking for a job? Ooh. Was it unsuccessful? Were you at least able to... At least you were able to, you know, get your name out there, sort of. Yeah, I've heard that, you know, finding a job can be really, really exhausting. And I've also heard that work culture can be very, very toxic as well. You think it's time for Plan B, the skirt in the night? Ooh. Well, the important thing is you at least did a search and being a vigilante. Oh god. I don't think being a vigilante pays the bills. Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Let me... put the thumbnails in the thumbnail folder! But yeah. I can't imagine how hard it is to save someone and then send them an invoice. Yeah, I can't imagine how hard it is to kind of like try and find a job. And now you hear Skilly and Zosimus? How have been your days? Well, it's sort of been My brother and I have been doing a lot of Just Dance together. Because we're trying to hunt for achievements. You've seen a lot of catfish, made a couple cry from being overwhelmed by it, being happy, good day. Yeah. But anyway, I think I should start doing the line art here. Let me turn up the opacity of that. But yeah. I'm probably going to try to, at the very least, do the line art for this. You know, today. It's also extremely hot here. You're melting right now. It's pretty pleasant for me outside, but I know that it's eventually going to get very hot and sweltering. Which sucks for me because I struggle a lot with temperature regulation. Because I'm autistic. We're raining here today first half of the day, so it's been nice, but UK is pretty mild temperatures compared to a lot of other places. Yeah. I mean, at least for me, I kind of live in a place where that explains the tale. Yeah. But for me, I kind of struggle a lot with temperature regulation, which, for those who've never experienced a place where it can get up to 30 degrees Celsius or like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, it gets really, really hot. Like, feeling like dying in kinds of hot. Like, on the verge of heat stroke kind of hot. I think I'm going to make that go a little higher. Our friend that lives in Arizona told him if you ever visit, you'll be... Yeah, Arizona especially is like one of the hottest places to live in the US. But to be fair, it is, a desert. But the natives of the land who were there, like, thousands of years before the Europeans decided to go there, figured out how to survive in the desert. So at least we know that people are able to survive in the desert. Whether or not we survive well is up to debate. You've lived in 40 Celsius the last summer? You don't know how you survive without a fan or AC? Oh my god! That is, like, really, really hot. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my ancestors came from places that are, like, way colder, like Ireland, Germany, Norway, and Poland, which all are, like, relatively colder countries. The government sent every morning messages that people don't work in the sun because they could pass out. Yeah, heat stroke is not fun. And I know this from personal experience. Because day zero of the convention I worked at in my first year, I got heat stroke. And I did have a heat stroke during my first year working at a convention. Would you like to know the funny part? If you're guessing if the convention happens in August, just or like any other part of the year where it's usually summer in the northern hemisphere? No. The convention happens in November. I got heat stroke in November, when it's autumn. But to be fair, I was wearing a hoodie that felt really, really hot. No way. Yes way. I did, in fact, get heat stroke one time. And it wasn't even in the super warm months. And I didn't even tell anyone until a few months after, during an in-person meeting for one of the codes, that I got heat stroke. And the person who hired me on was like, "You got heat stroke." Yeah. The heat stroke thing wasn't really fun. My dad was bringing me to the hotel, which was like the one hotel that was not in walking distance. Also, I just realized that Magda has left, so I gotta turn off the cat cam. But yeah. When you're someone who gets hot really, really easily, sometimes it's always best to dress lighter, regardless of the weather. Because if you're anything like me, you're prone to heat stroke, even when it's meant to be really chilly and pleasant. But yeah, I learned from that mistake. The main reason why I got heat stroke in the first place was because I was wearing a hoodie. But now I know what heat stroke is like. It's bad! Well, at least I know what not to do the next time. Yeah. And this happened in like 2023, by the way, so it's been a few years since the heat stroke incident. I have since not gotten heat stroke at a convention. Yet. So far, it's only happened once. And I feel like having heat stroke once is enough. And to be fair, the ideal amount of times to get heat stroke is 0. Or at least once, so you know what it's like. Honestly, getting heat stroke again is not something I want to experience. You think it would be better for 0 for safety? Yeah. Anyway. Oh. Hey, Mags. She's back. She's feeling very sippy. Her name is not Max, her name is Magda. Or just Mags. M-A-G-S. I call her Mag sometimes. My whole family does. Other nicknames are Maggie, Maggie Waggy, Maggie Moo, Maggie Maggie Moo, and the Little Criminal! Shekba. That and Stuart Calico. Star of the show is back once again. Yes. The little Ubu baby has returned. And for anyone wondering, why do you call her a little criminal? Oh, Max, your English isn't perfect yet. Well, at least you're learning. But to be fair, Mags and Max do sound pretty similar. They're just one letter off. Yeah. And there is a bit of lore with this little itty bitty kitty. So, languages are so difficult. You barely passed your bachelor because of that. Yeah, language can be pretty hard. Like, even if you aren't like dyslexic or anything, and languages can be pretty hard. That and, you know, written words. Wait, you're dyslexic? Well, it wouldn't hurt to try and get evaluated. Don't be like my older uncle and just avoid getting, you know, the diagnosis even though you're functionally illiterate. But to be fair, my grandma can take some of the blame because she, quote unquote, did want to have a special needs kid. People whose only language is English is not perfect either, so it seems like you're pretty much fluent. Yeah, I can confirm. English can be like a very hard language to learn. But a lot of it hinges on what your native language is. Like, depending on if you have the same writing system as English, is memorized, you're at least somewhere there. But if you don't, and your native language doesn't have those, you know, characters. 1-2-40? I think that's dyscalculia. Which is a disability I likely have. But my school just referred to me as having a math learning disability. Because for whatever reason, dyscalculia is a dirty word. Heard in my school system. Square root of 452. Yes. And ironically enough, I have to take a math course in order to transfer to the university I plan on transferring to this year. In the fall. Nah, you're good. I'm right. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be suffering next semester. I'll probably have to notify my professor. Her being like, if I am able to take a math class, I'm just going to mention, hey, my abilities in math are the worst. Like, to the point where I might have a disability in his subject. So expect my grades to be pretty below decent. But I will do my best to pass. But yeah. Math is very hard. Oh god, that's the links. I forgot to remove the Twitter link. I can't believe I forgot to remove the Twitter link. I don't even use Twitter anymore. The only reason I use it is specifically for an artist. Just that I listen to. Alright. Wait a minute. It just... The blue sky is... Huh. I don't use it anymore. Let's just say that the current CEO is not really a good person. And he's kind of like ruining my country's government. Like, so much so that my dad, who actually works in the government, he was told by his higher-ups not to tell anything to the DOGE. Like, not to tell anything that is confidential information. And quote-unquote, allegedly, he's a terrible coder. I say allegedly, but I think he accidentally DDoSed Twitter for one time. Yeah. I think it's kind of a reason why I, don't use the Bird app anymore. And that's partially why I ended up moving to Blue Sky. Magda knows some birds. Hello, Ezra. How are you? You only use it to advise some things that you do. Was he Max? Oh, she sees a birdie. Yeah, birdie. A little birdie bird. But yeah. Honestly, Blue Sky very much is a cool site and stuff. Yes. Kitty Cam is real. And she loves affection. And doing cat stuff. Like looking at birds. Yeah, I have a semi-void cat. Yeah, his name is Maui. He's a tuxedo cat. Actually, do I have a picture of Mr. Mao? Do I have a picture I can show y'all of Mr. Meow Meow? Phone link is borked. It just decided to bork. Do I have to go to Task Manager and just kill it? I might need to restart my computer after my stream. Actually, hold on. I probably do have an image of him somewhere. It's probably one of the many JPEGs. When was the last time that I turned off? I don't remember. It was probably like a few, like 2 weeks ago when, when Skyrim decided to bork badly. Alright. Where is a picture of the People Man? Blah. It's too big. It's massive. And this is kind of an old photo of him. But behold! A People Man. That's a poor little guy. He should be thinking about some random page of Chrome that you use. Before you knew you were trans, your username had the name Susie in it, but you accidentally forgot to change it to Ezra? Now you are on Twitch commenting and people called you a girl? Oof. Yes. This is the semi-void boy. Or a man, as I kind of call him. 'Cause he is 16. Which is ancient in cat years. And this is like a pretty old photo. From like years ago. Yeah, he's a tuxedo cat. But, yeah. This is the People Man. Semi-void of Skelly, what is your wisdom? Eat tuna. Give me tuna. And also be an old man that goes, air. Yep. Usually semi-voids are called tuxedos. From my experience. You got an incredible urge to buy tuna and give some to a tuxedo. He tends to hound my mom whenever she's making noodles with tuna. And he just kind of like begs her for some tuna. So she usually has to kind of like have some she has to take some of the tuna and give it to him and the other cats. They're very silly people. You know the meme that I like you have a cupcake because you haven't think in your head the entire day? Ah, yes. Be careful now, it could become a new vocal stem. And there's this like one streamer I kind of watch a lot. He is, you know, he's technically a ringmaster, but we just collectively refer to him as Clown Man. But anyway, the Clown Man. He often says things repeatedly. He is sometimes like he's very like we're all convinced that he is autistic. And one of the things he does sometimes is this one sim where we type down this and he replies with wee wee wee. And that has, unironically enough, become a vocal stem of mine. Just a wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. A wee 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 wee. I'm pretty sure that one of these days I am going to say enough of vocal stems to make a compilation of me just repeatedly just make it have enough have clips of me, you know, just stimming that I can just make a stim compilation, but it's actually someone's stimming. Hello, Mr. Tuxedo. I got achieved the tuna with olive oil. Yes. He is not here right now, but I will inform him. Actually, that would be a bad idea. He'll probably think that I actually have tuna and just hound me for the tuna that I don't even have. Hihi, tuna, indeed. Magda is kind of like just having the time of her life right now. But yeah. Yeah. He's one of the silliest of old men. But he is, you know... You have a vocal stem where you say kitty in a squeaky voice? Yeah. Oh, I see 3 birdies. Magda is just looking at the birds right now. She's so cute. My little Goyle. But yeah. One of these days I need to kind of get a sort of catio. Like one of those thingies that I can kind of like put in my window. So that Magda or like any other cats have like a more of an area to kind of like lay down and sprawl out. Cause currently it's pretty crowded here. Cause there's a bunch of cords. My USB hub, my extension cord, and my PC where I have Badassatron. Oh. She's investigating Bumblebee. You want to investigate him more? Steve Snarf? She's done investigating. Also, for those who weren't here, like earlier this year on January 5th, I actually assembled that figure on stream. And I did accidentally make a huge blunder. And I accidentally wrecked one of his arms. I was able to eventually fix him. But it did take quite a bit of finessing. What do you do, Max? Oh, she's walking away. Cat cam is now over again. I think I'm going to move this. And that. Hello, my little girly. Magda, I am trying to do line art. She's one of the silliest kitties I've had. At least in my memories. Magda! Magda, what are you doing? You silly little Oople baby. Hi? What you do? Little girl? Girly girl? She just wants attention. Like, that's literally just all she wants. Maggie. Mags. Maggie. Come here. She just wants to be held. Nope. Give the kitty attention. And I am. Oh. She is no longer on my desk. she decided that she had enough. Also, I think she moved my rug. There's at my bed. I'm just trying to use my foot to put it back into vaguely its original place. Mm. 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 Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. I think I'm going to make this cheek a little higher. But yeah. Oh, she's back. I wish you'd let me brush you, you little girl. She has a lot of hair that she's shedding, sort of. I don't even have to do a lot to grab some. Sometimes I just need to lightly pull it. But yeah. Now we're getting onto the rest of the body. But first... we take care of some of these. But yeah. And I'll add that as well. Turn off the color. Good day! Hello, see you! Good day indeed! I received affection from the neediest little baby. But yes, Right now, I am working on the lineup for my new BRB screen. And yes, I'm fully aware that there is a tangent between the cat in the sketch and the liner of the boob. The boob part of the shirt. This will be fixed eventually. I plan on having it intersect. It as in the lines. So... And I need to add some skin folds over here. To make it look a little more realistic. Yeah. I feel like going on a tangent about something. Yes. Plus size clothing. And bras specifically. Do y'all know how hard it is to find plus size bras that both fit the chest and have straps that don't dig into the skin? I haven't been able to find any. So I just decided not to bother. And for anyone wondering, you know, how you love this ducking jam up in music, yeah. I have a whole ass playlist of just free background musics. Hold on. Wait. Wait. I had to release the kitty. But yeah. Do you know that the bra industry makes bras flawed on purpose so they keep buying them? Ah. So it is a scam. So it's a scam purposefully. I probably need to like either buy strap extenders, make them, or like, I don't know, just continue not wearing bras. It's outrageous to scam people. Yeah. It's very ridiculous that bras are kind of like meant to kind of like support. The initial design was bought by a lot of large companies and turned to crap. Yeesh. Honestly, if I am ever to collaborate with a company, like, in the future, when I'm like somewhat bigger of a creator. Probably not when I'm at Twitch partner because I'm pretty sure that's a long ways away. But for me, I personally think that if I am to ever collaborate with a company to release a product, I'm probably going to work with the bra company and like just release strap extenders for bras in various colors. Or like make autism friendly bras for bigger chests. I've heard that maternity bras are kind of good because they're meant to be comfortable. And I'm pretty sure you'd want a comfortable bra if you're like a mom. You only want to be sponsored by small companies and companies and brands you know are ethical and 100% good. Yeah. There is one brand that I really like. I haven't bought anything from them, but they're called Mochipan. And they kind of like... They're like an... Ethically... They make all their stuff in small batches and ethically source everything. So they're expensive but really high quality. You probably know them for their pie bags. Or some of their other stuff. Actually... Let me go to Mochipan. If the scummy company wants to sponsor, you'll just decline them and talk crap and point out flaws in the next closest stream. Yeah. But... Alright. I think I deleted my browser jail. I know. Window capture. Damn, that's Mig! But this is Mochipan. And they kind of like have a bunch of styles and stuff. And the founder of the company, she has lipedema, which is kind of a fat disorder that causes unhealthy fat to gather mostly around the legs and stuff, and it can be very, very painful. She actually went to Spain in order to get a surgery to remove some layers of fat around her inner thigh. And because it was so painful. But she makes very size-inclusive fashion. And of course they're all very expensive, but I think it's kind of worth it. And this one I really, really like. because it comes with bags. But yeah. I really like them. Like their designs. And unfortunately, they were also targeted by Shein, who stole one of their designs. Can you request for extra pockets? I'm not sure. You'd probably have to ask them if they'd ever release a pair of pants that are kind of like cargo pants, but somewhat whimsical. You know, to kind of like keep with their aesthetic. Tony, can you get the shoes in the deepest, ugliest lake for Shein? Oof. But also, Shein kind of deserves it. I think I've only purchased one thing from Shein, and it was, like, uncomfortable. At least for me. It was, like, uncomfortable. Take down their whole site then, 4chan, do your thing! But yeah. I feel like if I ever buy some... I feel like if there is one thing I'm going to buy from Mochipan, other than, you know, the cookie pants, because I really like the cookie pants. They don't match my usual aesthetic of, you know, graphic t-shirt with black sweatpants, but they look very comfortable. That and the extra bags that can be pockets too. It's just, I really like it. But if there's anything I'm probably going to buy from them, I'm gonna make the baggiest pant and to put AC cooling in them. That might be a bit of a stretch, but you can probably, like, I'm sure there's a material out there that could have a cooling effect. Which... getting ventilators in it as well. Yeah. But for me, the biggest thing about clothing is, like, when it comes to a lot of the things I wear, the big thing is I want it to be comfortable. You know, it dresses with hidden pockets, yes! Yeah, for me, if I am to ever buy anything from Mochipan, it's going to be a dress that I'm going to wear when I graduate from university and get my degree. Like, if I'm ever to buy anything from Mochipan, it's going to be a graduation dress. Like a dress I can wear to my graduation ceremony. when I, get my degree. Make clothes from your favorite bedsheets that were extremely comfy but sadly been ripped. Yeah. I'd have to have skills in sewing to do that though. And I'm not really the best at sewing. You turned your bedsheets into pants? Cool. Yeah. When it comes to, like, outfits and stuff, I usually kind of just stick with my tried and true, the usual outfit of just wearing graphic shirts with, pants with pockets, like sweatpants and all that. Like that, and my hearing protection that is purple. Then you just have me. Just the palest person you'll probably ever see. Or like one super pale person who just burns in the sun. With brown, vaguely curly hair. Or like very curly depending on whether or not I showered the night before and used my leave-in conditioner. Graphic t-shirt. Okay, usually something like related to cats or creatures. Sweatpants. Usually have pockets. And on my head, I'm almost always wearing purple hearing protection. Drives me and favorite art teacher to a local tea cafe and exchange coffee cutting patterns. I've actually tried to make my own jacket before because there was one I couldn't find, so I just went, I'm going to commit piracy. Like, if I can't find it, I'm gonna make it. But alas, my sewing machine is like a horse. An ancient horse that is older than me and possibly my own mother. And there's some things I haven't really figured out about it. So it's just sitting on a table in the kitchen. Just sitting there for the past, year or two. Collecting dust. It is really, really old though. I think it's probably from the 70s or 80s. The youngest it could be is from the 90s. But it was my grandmother's. So it's very likely that it's from the 60s. It's a Singer or sewing machine. I wonder if I should add a sewing machine on Throne. So that I can kind of add stickers to. And, you know, kind of like make it my own. I just realized there's some stickers and magnets I have yet had to put on my mom's car that I got her for Christmas. And it's been nearly half a year since Christmas happened. And we still haven't put them on her car. But yeah. I feel like if I'm ever to like learn more about sewing, I need to figure out how to tame the horse that is a sewing machine. Because that's something I've been wanting to do, is like learn how to properly use a sewing machine. But I haven't really had the time to do so. Also, yes, I know the shoe looks weird. I do not trust myself with drawing the shoe, but I must draw it nonetheless. Hold on, I'm actually going to use my own shoe as kind of a reference. And yes, I literally just took off my own shoe. Just to do this. Ah, yes. Sometimes if you need a reference for a shoe, you just take off your own shoes. The music is Baby Chipton Puppies. Yeah, it has changed. I know I'm adding like unnecessary detail, but honestly, it's kind of meant to sell a bit of realism. And honestly, I don't really care about having to add like extra detail. If it, you know, helps with selling the effect. And it's meant to kind of like be real. That it's meant to have kind of a texture. But hold on. Wait. I didn't mean to do that! I accidentally went to... I pressed end. And because that is the command I have to turn off my overlay. But I I accidentally turned off my... I accidentally went to the next part of the playlist. Oops. Hold on. This is the playlist that I have for all of my streams. A lot of them are by kind of like the same creator, Edamame Hachi. And that's because they're like one of the few that I found that don't use AI art. Or in their thumbnails and all that. Which, it kind of sucks that it's hard to find kind of people who make, you know, music for backgrounds that, you know, don't use AI generated art, but it's a difficulty I have to experience anyway. And yes, I know this line art looks very messy. But honestly, just whatever. And the kitty here is reaching for pets. And let's erase. But yeah. That is the playlist where I have all of what I kind of listen to on stream. So I'm going to start working on some colors. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, at least for some of these, because they are going to be, you know, I'm going to add other colors. And you get to see the slightest bit of ankle. But yeah. Once I do the line art and put in the flat colors for as much of this as I can, I'm going to probably like do an intermission or something. Is there a cat crying at my door? Is there a cat crying at my door? There was. Welcome back, Maggie. I usually keep my door closed, so whenever a cat wants to come in, they have to like either bang at my door, meow, or in Magda's case, cry. Oh. Do you have zoomies? Or do you just want to watch the birdies again? Well, at least I can turn the cat cam back on. Cause Magda is back. And she's very intently watching the birdies. Also, I'm not going to do the back for kitty cam. Yes. And I'd usually add this sort of detail to the pants, but personally, I don't really want to. I don't feel like adding that detail right now. Maybe if I update this, I'll add it, but for now, I just want to do flat colored pants. No, like solid color. Eventually, I'm going to go over this with a thicker line. At least for the outside. Because, you know, that's kind of like part of my style. And I'm going vaguely over where the cat's paws are going to be. Wow. And now I'm gonna turn down this as I go over for the graphic. But yeah. One of these days I'm going to have to do a poll on like both my Discord and my Tumblrs. AKA just make the poll on one and just reblog it to my other ones. But the poll is probably going to be like proposals for you better sleep. Ciao for now. Enjoy the rest of the stream and have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest, Zosimus! But yeah. Like, I'm not really sure what sort of thing I'll probably like do for like any additions to my 2.0 model, well, as of yet. But I know that I'm not going to add a whole new outfit just yet. But I'll probably like add little accessories to the character, like maybe a necklace or two. Maybe some possible earring designs. But eventually I will make a new outfit for my model. It's just going to take a while because I have to make the designs. And, you know, I have to draw them in a way that's compatible with, you know, my VTuber model. And then I have to add them to all of the rigging. But I think that when I kind of get to a point where I can make significant changes to the model, I'll probably like work on it on adding some new parameters and refining some of my other parameters as I am in my next semester. Like, you know, refine certain assets in a way that I feel like they need, and refine some of my parameters for, you know, my current model. I doubt that I'm ever going to, like, commission an artist anytime soon for a model, because that can go into the thousands. And honestly, I prefer just making my own models because I know what I want. And I can easily visualize it, you know, in my head. And, you know... Hello, Notabut, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Is that and the whole... you know... thing about... yeah. You sick? Oh no! I hope you get better soon. Yeah. There is a kitty cam. Oh. She just went, oh hi. But yeah. It's kind of like something that I know I need to do is that I need to make some adjustments to my model, which I'll probably do during my semester, like when I'm, you know, actively in it. And I'll kind of like try to do my best to probably adjust some of my other parameters as well. Like, I think I need to limit my Y parameter by a bit. Also, I just realized I forgot the front curls. And I just realized that they aren't even showing up on my model, because I think I forgot to unhide them as I exported the model last time. Guess I gotta do that eventually. But yeah, that's something I, you know, gotta do. in the future is just make small adjustments to my model, add a few parameters, which I'm probably going to add some more mouth parameters, specifically for like the vowel sounds and the voice up. And she left. Again. Do you have zoomies again? She has zoomies again. Baby girl, you have zoomies. Get zoomies at night. She's probably hyper because of the birds. But yeah. Once I kind of finish working on this, you know, thing, like once I put the flat colors in, and along with the lines, I'm going to do my intermission. And, you know, like, recuperate, and all that. And then I'm probably going to, like, return. And, we can work on the reactive. Hi, Mags. Welcome back, little girl. She's hyper. You're a hyper little baby. But now I need to work on this. I'm going to grab my, I'm going to grab this image of Meowpoke's Is Y'all from when I did my re-debut. And, of course, y'all have a very fluffy mane. And fun fact about this image specifically, I actually referenced a photo of my cat Wenji. Like, I literally used a picture of one of my cats in order to make that one drawing. It's meant to represent y'all. And I'm not going to be add too many details to this. But hold on. Dog? Nope. Cat. Just a very, very fluffy cat. Dog head cannon. Oof. But yeah. I mean, a dog can be a meowpoke if they're cat-coated enough. Joking. Yeah, I know. But there are dogs who kind of end up having more cat-like behavior if they are, you know, raised by a cat. Or like being raised with cats as a puppy. They end up being more cat-like in behavior and all that. Let me erase that line art from the booba. But yeah. I don't know, I just really like fluffy cats. But I've only ever had like technically 3 in my whole life. I've only had like 3 long-haired cats. You've had lots of cats. Yeah, I have too. I've had quite a lot of cats as well. You know, like over the years. Over my 21 and a half, and nearly a half years of existence, I've had many a kitty. You're at over 17, you gave most away. Ooh, that's a lot. And my mom probably has had close to like 100 cats in her lifetime. And that's... sheesh, yeah. And that's because my grandma... rest in peace, his grandma. She kind of like... she would frequently take in strays in order to like... get them spayed or neutered. And the neighbors didn't really like her because she continued to keep taking in stray cats, even though she had 5 children. I'm not joking, by the way. My grandma had 5 kids. And my mom and her little siblings all agree that she should have stopped at 2. But nope, she had more. But to be fair, this was in like the 70s and 80s. Back when the economy wasn't completely ruined. And you could afford to have a kid. And just children in general. But yeah, my mom had a lot of cat because of my grandma. And my grandma was like obsessed with nature. Like, she had this like strange ability to bring in plants back to life. And there's a saucer magnolia in like the corner of my backyard. And it was a gift from my grandma to my mom. And it was very dead when it very like not doing well when my mom first got it. But after some time, it ended up blooming into these beautiful flowers. And my mom kind of jokes that my grandma would snuck into our backyard to nurture her that had saucer magnolia. It's also called a Japanese magnolia, for those who want to know. Like, for those who don't know. But yeah. Of course, my grandma recently died. She passed away on Labor Day. Is there such a thing as invasive trees? Yeah. I'm pretty sure invasive trees are technically a thing. Like the Bradford pear is one, and it smells. It's stinky. It's very much stinky. Ah! Yes. Sad. Yeah. But at least but yeah, there is such a thing as invasive trees. Like, anything can be an invasive species. Especially kudzu! Because there are places that are just completely overrun by kudzu. And also, plants do wage war on each other. And sometimes, all you really need to quell it is a flamethrower! AKA, you kind of need to set fire to a bunch of things. A bunch of plants. And you kind of need to have certain plants if you're like gardening. They need to be like in a certain place, or else they're just going to take over for your entire garden. You know? But yeah. So... alright. こちらへ。And that curls up to here. But yeah. And now we do this. And yeah. So I'm almost done. With all the color. And there we go. And that is all of that. So I can cross this out. And I'm going to take some time to take a little break. I'm not going to implement this just yet. Because, you know, it's still unfinished. All I have done is just block in the base colors. But I'm going to use this time to move around since I've pretty much been sitting the whole time. And I'm probably a little stiff. But I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. I'm back. And so... it's time to work on my, reactive. I think it's in here. Yep, it's in here. And this is the inactive, and this is the active. Which I'm going to desaturate this. And I'm going to erase some of this because I have a better idea on how to do this sketch. And like how to post this just in general. So grab this. And go to the pen. Hello, Magda. Here she goes, once again. And so once again, are moved. And they kind of go like that. So I'm actually going to go grab a plushie from my shelf. Just give me un momento. You're probably going to hear a bit of a bell noise, but because there's a bell on this plush. But no. Actually, I have a Kuromi plush that I can use. Won't make as much noise. Grab it. And I'm not actually going to have the plush be Kuromi. This is just so I have kind of a basis on how to do the plush. And the body is going to be pretty stout. Kind of a lump. And it's going to look very, very silly. As I'm, kind of like working on it, but just trust the process. And putting Kuromi to the side. I'm going to rotate you. But yeah. This is going to be the plush. Just empty eyes, no thoughts. And yeah. Of course, when the Fugi is active, it goes down. When it's inactive, it goes up. But yeah. But yeah. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, this is going to look pretty simple in terms of plushies. But it is going to have the diamond shape on its belly. I'll probably like use a asset I have of the diamond shape. And You know, the little eyebrows. And the little whiskers. I'm actually gonna take a picture of my Kuromi plush so that I can easily access this later. And I'm gonna put her back. Back in her spot. Just in a roll. And I'm going to grab my other plush. Which I should probably show her. This is her. She has a big ol' head. I bought her at my first convention, actually. The first convention I volunteered at where I got heat stroke. Yes, it's that convention. The one where I got heat stroke. Where I got that plush. I think it was during like the last day. Like either day 2 or day 3 that I got this plush. And I'm going to reference her for the embroidery. No, that is here. And I'm going to reference her little toe beans here as well. I think the seller I got her from is Kremchi. But yeah. You know what? Never mind. Will this please load? There we go. Thank you. I really need to restart my PC after this. But yeah. I see you twitching that tail, Maggie. She found something that caught her interest. Cause she's very, very silly. Hi! Yeah, you are silly. You're the silliest. Meow. I am going to add a bit of stitching as well. Yeah. I don't know how long I'll be live for exactly, but I don't know if I'll, like, continue with the full 4 hours. But I at the very least know what I am doing today. But that is the reactive sketch. And I did work on developing the armor for this character last night. Along with this little thing. But yeah. Alright. I'm going to start doing the line art for this one. And the lines here are kind of like just stitching. And yeah. She's a little bottom heavy. Because she is meant to do a sit. But yeah. And she looks very, very silly right now. And she can just do this. And that. And And there we go. Oh, my plushie fell. Alright. So there we go. And that's the lineup for that. But yeah. Hmm. And of course, not all of these details are going to be super duper visible, but it's in the little things. But yeah. Magda is looking very... She looks like she was staring at y'all, but she's just looking at birds flying. So... Hmm. I think I'm going to start doing some of the line art for this one. At the very least, I'm going to work on the line art here. Or at the very minimum, you know, the head. And there we go. Mm. Mm. And mm. So here we go. I know she looks a little chubby in the face, but eh. There we go. Let's turn that back to 12. And I'm going to give her kind of a relaxed expression. So with her, you know, eyebrows. And I'm gonna do that. And then that. So and there we go. That is looking pretty good. Let me just turn out the sketch. The sketch? Yeah, that looks nice. I think I'm going to erase that. I'll keep it for now. But so something my brother and I have been kind of doing together whenever he's at home, and since now he's graduated, he's going to be home for a long time. We've been trying to 100% the Just Dance his achievements. Like, if you're wondering, what does that mean? So, in the current version of, the Just Dance software, it's kind of all, instead of being separate games, they are all in one application, and you kind of buy the versions of them as they come out. And there's also Just Dance Plus, which is, of course, yet another subscription service, which gives you access to hundreds of more songs from both the previous parts of the franchise and some that were made for Just Dance Plus exclusively. Like, some of the songs that came in the seasons and all that. But right now, the Just Dance Plus songs, except for the prequel songs, don't really have any achievements attached to them. And basically just the mainline games, like 2023, 2024, and 2025, those all have achievements. So my brother and I have been playing through all of them in order to get said achievements. And right now we are kind of just playing through all of the playlists, together, like with, both of us having a Joy-Con, so that we can get some of the achievements where we have to do stuff in groups. And that includes the playlist. So right now, we are kind of trying to get all the playlists that we can and done that, have achievements behind them. We've got Superstar on all of the ones, on most of them, except for the Picked For You. And there's a bunch of other song achievements that we can do individually. But last night, when we were doing the Picked For You, one of the songs neither of us have ever played, because it came from one of the Just Dance games that came out before Just Dance 4, which is the game of the franchise we started off with back in 2012, when he was like 10 and now he's 8 years old. And that song was Rasputin, which is kind of like known as being like very difficult to play. But it's actually not that super hard. It's mostly just if you have if you play on Xbox, you have to do the leg movements, which are very, very difficult. Like, I can't even do some of them. And that's mostly because I have mobility problems. My brother and I both have mobility problems because we both have dyspraxia. His is worse than mine, though. So, since we, play Just Dance on the Switch, the only thing that really matters is, the arm movement. So we mostly just stick with that when playing Rasputin. And in my case, I try not to do some of the, leg movements, but that can get pretty exhausting very quick. And Rasputin and Hot and Cold are two of the most iconic dances in the franchise. I'm pretty sure Hot and Cold is because it's, you know, a Katy Perry song, and Katy Perry was like a really big thing back in the day. Like, she was a very well-known musician that was famous. But now she's a little more infamous, if anything. And Rasputin, you know, which came out in the, you know, next game, is known because of its difficulty. Because of, you know, the dance. It's based off of a traditional Ukrainian dance for some of the moves. I don't remember what exactly it's called. But it's really, really difficult. Like, I can't imagine if I were to, like, if I kind of had to do all of the leg movements too. Along with, you know, all of the arm movement, which, for those who, you know, don't experience chronic pain and chronic fatigue often, you might not understand how difficult it can be to kind of have your arms up for a long time. Some of you might, but it can be really difficult for some of the dances. Like especially for the ones that, you know, require a lot of moves that have the arms, like the shoulders, like above of your head often. Like those can be some of the most exhausting moves. But we were able to get Megastar and Rasputin. And that's always good. But right now we are getting very close to finishing a lot of the achievements and stuff for certain quest lines in the game. And once we're done with that, we plan on trying to Megastar just all of the songs in the game. Including the ones that are the Just Dance Kids ones. Which unfortunately means we might have to eventually do Baby Shark. And Baby Shark is actually a pretty old song. Because I remember her Baby Shark from when I was a very young Girl Scout. So it's over a decade old at the very least. But yeah. We are very much forcing ourselves to do a bunch of things. But it's exercise. But yes, hello Fun4. How are you? I am just yapping as I do stuff. And stuff means drawing. In this case. Oh, lol. Yeah. That and I'm kind of yapping about Just Dance and how hard it can be sometimes. How goes? It goes. Also, funny enough, my brother wanted to do Just Dance, like, earlier today as I was doing some of my stream prep. And I had to tell him that I was about to go live. He didn't realize that I was still kind of like streaming and still. Or maybe he didn't realize what time I start my streams. But we are probably going to do it later. We got some achievements to hunt after all. But yeah. That's kind of like what we're doing. That and recently, yeah, that and we have some of the older games, which I plan on playing through some of them. Or at the very least, the songs I want to play that aren't currently in, you know, Just Dance Plus. Hello, Max. Welcome back. Hello, my little girl. Magda, get your butt out of my face. I need to draw. But yeah, that's kind of like what we've been doing, and it's been pretty exhausting. But it's fun. It's a fun way to exercise. And it's more accessible than a gym membership. Yeah. So there's like technically 2 songs I want to dance to that aren't in Just Dance Plus yet, but are in some of the other games that I have. And one of them is Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. And the 2 versions of Boombayah by Blackpink. Because there's a simplified choreo and the extreme, aka official choreo. And I want to at least dance to both of them once. Well, I want to at least dance to all of the songs once. And yeah. There's also my brother and I did take like a 2-year break from Just Dance. So we never played 2015 or 2016. And I don't know if we can even play them unless we like get out the Wii EU. And all that. And the fact that I said Wii U probably shows some of my age. But my first ever console was the original Wii. Which should also show my age. I never had the GameCube or the Super Famicom slash NES, but I did have a Wii. And I remember I mostly played like games, non-Nintendo games on that. Like, I remember one of those games was a Tron game. And yeah. It was pretty fun. And there were some songs that I remember, you know, that were in some of the Just Dance games I played that I haven't really been able to play again. Because I'd have to find the disc and also plug in the Wii U to the TV in order to play them. And that includes Tribal Dance by 2 Unlimited. I can't wait for that to be added to Just Dance Plus so I can play it again. And you know, it just takes me back before I had to worry about college or like possibly not being able to have a job, like not have to worry about medications and endometriosis. It just takes you back to simpler times, you know? But honestly, times pass. We all get older eventually. We're all gonna die one day. Might as well make our lives as they are fun. Might as well have some semblance of joy. We gotta have little treats in order to make sure we don't go insane. We must have enrichment. Just... yeah. And, you know, it's probably bad for you if you are just rotting in bed all day. Hey, doom scrolling on your phone. Like, we need some positive enrichment in our lives. And sometimes that enrichment comes with a funny little exercise rhythm game that has been around since you were a toddler. I probably need to do some more exercises that isn't just, you know, the dancing games. Because, you know, right now I have some mobility issues I feel could be fixed. Uh-oh. I just realized I was on the wrong layer. Whoops. But yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to end stream semi-early. But I didn't know I probably need to like restart my computer because some of my computer is being a little wonky. Just a little bit of the wonkiness. But yeah. There's kind of like stuff I need to do. I probably need to figure out some exercises that I can reasonably do. Like in my room. With no sports equipment. Probably stuff to like strengthen my shoulders. And get them used to being up for long periods of time. But I'll research that later. You know, once I, you know, restart my computer. My pooter. Indeed I will. But yeah. It's like one of the things I kind of probably should be doing. You know, doing shoulder strengthening exercises. But I've never really been part of the exercise side of the internet. So, yeah. I mean, the exercises will probably help me with, you know, drawing too, since a lot of drawing is, you know, from the shoulder. Even though I didn't really add any shoulder animation to my drawing. But for now, it's just, you know, a bunch of working on this. So, merge those down. Alright, I need to do this. I'm going to thicken up these lines. Because I'm going to do a thing called I don't want to bother doing this line art from scratch all over again, so I'm just going to copy, paste, and trace. Which is okay, because this is my own art. Now, it would be different if it wasn't my own art. It would be kind of bad that if I, you know, traced the art of someone else, but this is my art. So I can do what I want with it. And that means taking shortcuts with my art. When I don't really feel like doing, you know, a whole bunch of things. Just, when I don't want to do stuff all over again. I just transform, copy paste, transform, and then I do stuff like this. Shit. Alright. And that is the line for that. I'm going to start off with black because that's the one color the two curls have. But they have purple and red respectively. That is separate. So I'm going to apply those separately as well. But yeah. And I'm probably going to do the arms last, because I'm probably going to apply those on a separate layer. It's a little wonky. But yeah. I'm kind of just readjusting. But yeah. And that is a good chunk of this done. I mean, of course, some things I know I have to change a little bit. But honestly, it's all just about the process. In the end, I will get my result. It's just the way I get to it might change. But in the end, this will end up being finished one day. And I won't have to work on it again, because it'll be done. But yeah. One of these days I will be able to afford to commission other people to do stuff for me. But this is not that time. For now, I gotta do everything and all by myself. And I'm fine with that, because, you know, it allows me to learn. You know, learn stuff that I, you know, will probably need to eventually learn. if I am to ever go, like, professionally do art. But yeah. That is kind of like just me though. Yeah. Eventually I need to learn more stuff about art. I need to learn how to draw some backgrounds. I need to make my own assets so that I can streamline my process. And just learn more things. And just learn how to be a more efficient artist. Because I know that some aspects of my art are not really the most efficient way of doing things. And I feel like I can probably, like, shave off a few minutes of time working on stuff if I kind of, like, remake a few assets that I can then just use, copy and paste into what I'm drawing to kind of, like, make the process a little shorter. Like, for example, eyebrows. I can probably make a few different eyebrow shapes. And then I can kind of make those. And I can always just, like, copy and paste them whenever I need to add the eyebrows. It'll just make my process a little faster. And if an artist is able to find a way to shave less time off, especially when they, you know, have a lot of time-sensitive stuff to do, like if they work on comics or stuff like that, or they have a tight deadline, they will probably take any shortcuts they can. I know I would. A little gap in the line art there, but eh. But yeah. Of course, I don't want to be too lazy here I want to at least put some effort into all of my art. It's just that sometimes it's better if you take a shortcut. And that's why sometimes I use line tools in order to get my art done faster. Because it's better than just trying to get the perfect line done all by myself. And getting frustrated when it ends up being all wrong. That, and of course 3D assets are kind of a lifesaver too. It's just like, oh, you're taking shortcuts, you're so lazy. But I want to get this done. And sometimes you gotta take shortcuts in order to get it done. Like, if you are able to take a shortcut without sacrificing the quality of your work, or make it better quality, then just do it. Take the shortcut. I probably will eventually make, like, some, like, stock drawings of, like, certain eyebrow shapes and stuff. And kind of, like, have those be assets I can grab at any time. And for some complex shapes, I'm probably also going to make those into assets that I can just copy and paste into whatever I need to use it for. I probably also need to learn how to make 3D assets too, for certain things like horns. But yeah. Right now, though, I'm just doing this. But yeah, I'll probably like make a stream where I kind of like draw some basic assets I can use for my art to kind of streamline the process and make it a little quicker. Because that is kind of like something I should probably be doing in the first place. And there we go. But yeah. Probably like next week, I'll probably dedicate a stream to kind of like making Clip Studio assets for myself. You know, so that I can better streamline my process of making art in a way that doesn't sacrifice the quality, but that makes it easier for me in the long run. But yeah, that's something I probably need to do eventually. So, like, make assets that I can use to, like, streamline in my art process. Because sometimes it's best to figure out a way to make it efficient, but you have time to make more art. In less time. But yeah, that is probably going to be a future stream idea. I'll probably do, like, in the future. Of course, I'm not fully sure what exactly I'll be making assets for. Y'all can, like, give me suggestions if y'all have, like, any ideas as to what I can, you know, make into, you know, assets for, you know, my content and stuff. But this is pretty much done. I'm going to do the arms later. Stretch and stuff. But yeah. I'm going to add some shading in too. Like, just in case. So that I don't have to do it later. And that. But yeah. Once I'm done doing some of this stuff, if I'm going to end my stream, And also restart my computer since I probably need to do that anyway. And I haven't, so... When stream finishes, I'll do that. But yeah. And I probably need to make a brush for my, you know, highlights. So that it's a little easier for me to do them. So yeah. Oops. And yeah. So, yeah. That's kind of like what I'm doing. For now. But yeah. I'll probably like do some like asset making probably like over the weekend. If I remember to do it, that is. If not, I'll probably like do it on Monday. Probably like name the stream making in Clip Studio paint assets so I can draw faster. But yeah. It is something I kind of need to do. One day. Because it would be a little nice if I don't have to force myself to do so much work on drawing, so that when I'm like too exhausted to really like do too much, I can just, you know, do only a small amount of stuff and still be able to kind of like make progress on certain things through being hella efficient. you know, using a bunch of assets and stuff. And just, I want to be able to, I also want to make sure I'm able to streamline my process whenever, if I ever get swarmed with commissions. I want to make sure I can streamline my art process in a way that, you know, doesn't sacrifice the quality, but still makes it so that I'm able to get stuff done somewhat quickly. And, you know, being efficient is sometimes the one thing you can ask for when it comes to art. Like, being able to streamline the process of rendering, and coloring, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do for yourself. So that you have more time to do other things, like more art, or play video game. It's partially about, you know, being able to get efficient enough at drawing so that you have more time to do other things, pursue other hobbies. And that's, you know, the best thing you can do. You just need to make sure your process is streamlined and in some way. Not in a way that you are just a machine that constantly produces art, but in a way that you are able to spend the amount of time you want to on your art and doing certain things in the process. Like, if you don't like the rendering process, figure out a way to streamline it for yourself. Don't like coloring? Figure out a way to streamline it. Don't like doing line art? Figure out a way to streamline it. I feel like something I could do when it comes to, like, certain aspects of my art is that I might be able to, like, when it comes to, like, making 3D assets and all that, I feel like something I can do to streamline that process is make it so I can, you know, just have the line art, and I can just extract the line art from the asset of my own creation, and bada bing bada boom. I can just do that. And, you know, course, I personally enjoy the process of making line art. But I know some people do not. But for me, it's like streamline the processes that you don't like so you can do the processes in art that you do like. Like, figure out a way to streamline the coloring process so you can get to rendering. Or streamline the rendering process so you who can do effects or something. It all kind of like hinges on what you enjoy. You know, in the art process. And if you don't like the art process at all, I'm not sure if this is a hobby for you. But yeah. It's just, in my case, sometimes you just gotta streamline what you can so that you can either get something done faster, or you can focus on the parts of the drawing that you do like. But yeah. Oh god, my stomach just rumbled. I might end stream sorta early-ish. Probably like once I'm done doing this rendering stuff. I'll end stream once I, you know, finish doing my rendering. But, yeah. My body is probably, like, telling me that I need to consume some foods. So, you know, restart my computer and, you know, just go in, make myself something to eat. And for those wondering, what if I don't feel like my art is good enough? Just remember that there are people who are terrible artists, yet are paid big money. And I'm not going to say any specific artist at all. But just know that there are artists that are worse than you, who are drawing, who are given a lot of money to draw all their shitty art. And just, yeah. It is, you know, just something. But I think I'm going to end this here. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow with Tales of Berseria once again. But, yeah. I'll figure out my schedule for next week as well. And then I'll post it to the Discord and my Blue Sky. But for now, I think I need to eat some food. So I'm gonna do that. I'll be seeing y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.